to us. We're grateful you're
That's exactly what happened.
here. Exactly.
I appreciate everybody being on. Thanks so much for the opportunity, Karen, to be on with everybody. I have a question. You were just mentioning that, Karen, and how many in here, if you could drop a one in the chat, please. How many of you have been in this industry before MPG? If you guys could just drop it. Wow, that's a lot. I'll bet we get to, if everybody would do it, I'll bet we get to more than 90%. Um, wow, that is a lot of 53, 54. Yep. So why am I bringing that up? And please keep dropping if you guys got them. Um, Karen, I, I've been around the industry for a long, long time. And the majority of the years, either around building, trying to do whatever, for me at least, looked a lot like failure. We didn't win for long decades, did not win. And then we finally got into a company where we had, like, we had gotten to the top rank in that particular company. And it was, I kid you not, guys, it lasted 3 years. And it was 3 years of, actually, once we hit the top rank, yeah, a year and a half later, they couldn't pay the field. And so then we got to deal with trying to keep our teams together when people weren't getting paid. It was awesome. And so it was not really what I expected when they said, this is what this is why you want to get to the top ranks in companies. And it just wasn't like that. And it was really kind of clunky. And then COVID happened a couple of years later. And so it was just a lot of chaos. And so we never really experienced that big kind of lifestyle. And so, um, we come in here and it was 22 months. I was still Ruby, 22 months in, and then Fix comes along and we go from Ruby to Crown in 4 months, and it's been an amazing, amazing 2 years, like really, truly amazing. Um, but because I, it's been 2 years of amazing, but it's been, like 50 years of not, and
Happy.
and
You muted Terry.
got it. It's like we've been praying for this time our whole lives in this industry. And as it turns out, it's only made me more convicted and resolute to go help more people get that same thing, whatever that thing is that people want. And a lot of you in here, all 67 of the yeses, have tried, been in other things, have done other things. And, Amy was on Saturday when I was doing just an impromptu training, and we chatted about this is why things are different here, and they're different for a reason. And so those things that everybody wants, we have what people have been looking for their whole careers. We really do. The challenge is when we move from a company to another, we are still us. And so ultimately, we've got to change this. We've got to give ourselves permission to win at a higher level. And every single one of us can do that. And this is why our personal development, the leadership development that we do is such a big deal. I just love doing mindset trainings because we can teach you all day long. We can give you the perfect words for your invites and everything. If you have a busted mindset, you're not winning anyway. You will figure out how to keep yourself from winning. If you don't see yourself as the person who can have greater success, you will ensure that you don't. And so this is what drives me. I can't tell you how hard this drives me. And so it's why I'm on so many Zooms because I'm like, and Karen, you and I were talking about it. Here it is. If most everybody else isn't going to do it, like in my mind, it's fine. I will put you all on my freaking shoulders and take you with me. We are going to freaking win here. And I'm looking for people who want to win. I'm looking for people who are ready to do something, ready to step into that next level of greatness that you have inside of you. Dadgum, you were created by a creator. You were created on purpose, for purpose, with purpose. We don't have to give in to fear and doubt and all the crap that the world tells us, that we have taken on and accepted in our own life. The lies that were told to us, the failures that we've had. So what? It's not about
I
that.
know.
Because we fail, failure is an event. It is not a person, for God's sakes. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, you champion. Let's go step into that greatness and start, man, start moving on and helping people understand what we have, whether they say yes or no. Who cares? Was talking to Mary the other day, and she was talking about how she used to tell everybody about the iPhone way back in the day. You should get an iPhone, like me for the longest time, because I was a Droid guy. And here was the thing. She said, she kept saying it all the time. Apple should give me royalties on all the people I talk to. And I said, but here's the thing. And she would tell everybody about the iPhone. But it carried no weight because it didn't matter whether they said yes or no, whether they went and got an iPhone or not. She didn't care. She's just telling them that's how we should operate. Tell the story. Let the people decide what they want for their life. You don't have to carry that weight. You don't have to carry their decisions. And too many people, and it was me for a long time, just so you guys know, I would hold on to the hope of a yes instead of wanting to hear a no. As a result, for 2 years, when we were building that travel business for 2 years, I never asked anybody I showed the plan to, did they want to get started? I never asked because I didn't want to hear them say no. That is messed up. But that was where my self-image was at the time. So, I mean, today I believe my personal belief, this is real, 100% real. I believe every baby boomer should be taking Baracel. Every baby boomer in the world should be taking it. Now, will that happen? I don't know. Be great if God allowed that, but that's my belief system. So when I'm talking to someone, that's what they're feeling from me because that's my belief. And so that's just the baby boomer situation. That we got a whole lot of other things for other reasons. People want to make money, things like that. But from a health standpoint, every baby boomer should be on Vericel. What is your belief system? For real, what do you believe about yourself? Do you believe you can achieve more? Do you believe that you deserve more, whatever that more is? Do you believe it? Because if you don't, that's the first thing we got to deal with. And so what I watch happen, Karen, and I watch this amongst leader types. Let's talk about, well, I mean, leaders can be any rank, just so you know. If you have one person following you, guess what? You're a leader. Congratulations. Now, how you're leading is totally up to you. You can either lead well or poorly, but you're leading somebody. If you've got kids, you're a leader. They're watching. So how we show up for people matters. And so once you're a leader, if you really want to achieve greater success here, awesome. Let's just talk about people that are, I don't know, emerald and above. Just because with emerald and above, you got more than 100 people on your team for show, and it might be a couple 300, whatever that is. But here's what I've watched and we talked about this morning on our podcast on the Winner's Edge, that in this company, because our comp plan is what it is, there are many people that have out-earned their leadership ability. Their leadership ability might be you could lead 100 people, but if they've got 500 people on their team and they're getting paid at that level because of, spillover or whatever, what I've watched is a lot of people will tend to kind of start to shrink back. They get comfortable in the income, or they get intimidated by the income. They get intimidated by the number of people on their team. Oh my gosh, I've never had this many people. I don't know what to do. Oh my gosh, I can't stay up here. I got to go back to where I was. because the self-image will always, you will always fulfill you, the image you have of yourself, your imagination. You'll always fulfill it. And if your self-imagination says to you that you're not the person that can lead a team of 1,000 people, you will never do that. And so this is why it's so important that we work on us. We show and grow, show and grow, show and grow. I show the deal, grow myself. Show the deal, grow myself. Show the deal, grow my team, grow my leaders, all those different things. But I got to grow me first. So I'm saying all this because right now in our company's history, we have a very unique situation. We have a track record. Now we've got 2 years with Fix, right? I mean, when we started doing this, literally today's the 19th. On the 21st of May, 2024, 2 years ago, is when we started doing Zooms for Fix. And we had no idea what we were talking about. We knew the clinical trials, you could put it in alcohol. So on my first text, I am not making this up. Some of you have heard it, some of you haven't. My first texts were, hey, if you could lose weight drinking alcohol, would you be interested? That was literally what I was texting to people. And guess what? A bunch of them said yes. They were like, well, yeah, of course I would. And so there you go, Mo. That's right. I mean, it's just that's what we knew from the clinical trials. And then in their presentations, I would go through, Karen, you remember, I would go through the whole thing. Yeah, when you put it in alcohol, you're going to take in acetaldehyde, and that's a poison. That's how you get alcohol poisoning. Well, when you take in the fix, your metabolism doesn't stop. It converts the acetaldehyde into acetate, which isn't poisonous. And I would do this whole thing every single time. And people were like, wow, that's amazing. I'm in. And we had thousands of people join. And then we got a bunch of naturopaths, and they're going, could we not talk about alcohol, please? And so we had to change our message. But the point is, we didn't even know what it was, but we were excited and we believed that what we had could change the world. And as a result, gang, thousands and thousands of people have joined. 94,000 people now have joined since that day. Why? Because our belief system was that God had blessed us mightily with this guy right here. And because of that, we went out and acted as if we were blessed. I would highly recommend all y'all do the same. And we were talking about this. I can't. All the Zooms have kind of run together. But if in fact you believe, if you're a believer in God, and you believe God has you here for a reason, for a purpose, for this time, act like it. Like literally, act like it. Like I believe with everything in me that God has me here for a specific purpose. I act in accordance with that belief, if that makes sense. And too many of us don't act based on what we say we believe. We act in a manner different based on our self-image. And so because of the timing that we have here, we've got Fix for 2 years, and now we've got Vericel. While Vericel is very new, Ace Mannon has a 40-year history on it. You all know this. I don't have to convince anybody on here of that. And I just got done at the end of our Bible study, where I live in a 55 and over community. That means there's a bunch of baby boomers in there. And what did I just say? I believe every baby boomer should be on this stuff. So we're going to have a health symposium here. It's a really cool college word for a meeting. But point is, I'm going to tell them about Vericel. They need to know. Every one of them should be on this. We got 1,100 people. Every one of them should be on here, on this stuff. And I'm going to tell them that. I'm not going to talk to them about the business. It's about the product. It's about their health, for crying out loud. But that's my belief. So as my belief, out of the abundance of my heart, my mouth speaks. Same with you. It's just, what do you believe? Because that's what's coming out. And if you understand this track record we have with, let's call it, with Ace Mannon, the Ace Mannon component of Vericel, which is one of 5 amazing ingredients in there. If you believe that, then our words should reflect that in the energy that we go out with, the belief that we have when we're talking to people. How are we? How are you really showing up? Because the words that you're using is what's either bringing people your way or not. And so we have this amazing timing, Karen. You've been around the industry a long time, just like I have. And very, very, very rarely do we get um, the timing that we have. I mean, think about it for a second. We're through formulation into concentration with a company that's just invested millions more in production, people, tech, and more high tech coming, new countries coming online, lots. And we are at the precipice of that growth with a product that is brand new with a 40-year history. And the companies that had the original version did billions. What do you think we are going to do? Holy cow. I mean, it's going to be really good. And I mean, we've already had 8 people create, earn $1 million since Fix rolled out. Eight reps, at least $1 million. That's big. By the time we get to the end of 2027 and we're at a $500 million a year run rate, we're going to have 5 times that. Could you imagine? Bunch of you on here. How many you got on here? 131 people. What if forget, let's just say, what if 20 of you on here earned $1 million over the next 20 months? What would that do for your life? $1 million. Can you even imagine it? Can you even imagine it? Or when you hear that, do you say, oh, that'd be good for others? Oh, yes, others. Oh, but not you. You self-select out. Self-imagination, self-image. So we have this timing that, in my opinion at least, should be driving all kinds of activity. And we've got summer coming up, June, July, August, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's summer, and I'm just going to take it off because I got to do these other things." And that's great. You get to do that. That's choice. Choices have destinations. Just saying. And conversely, Karen, for me, my choice is I'm going to work my booty off for the next 20 months. Now it's now 19 months and a week till December 31st, 2027. That's what I got my eyes on, that date. Why? Because I believe with everything in me, we'll be at a $500 million a year run rate. After that, on January 1st, 2028, I will celebrate our anniversary and I'm going to then decide, okay, what next? What are we going to do now? How big are we? How many people, how many lives have been changed? And we'll go figure it out from there. But from here to there, it is on because the timing we have, for those of you who have been in this industry, these are things you pray happen. Literally pray that they happen. And you are right in the middle of it. You're right there, literally in the seat. And what you do now matters. What you do with the next months of your life matter. But I'm telling you, opportunities like this, and you heard this, it sounds cliche, but I have a whole video on checkmate. I go through, and it's on my campfire. It's under campfire, right there under. Start here, right there. The very first thing is I go through the checkmate, the 13 things that make us unique as a company. Not any one of them, all of them together combined make us a unique company. And so when you understand the situation that you're in and why we're going to be here for the long term, because we're a manufacturer of our products and we've got a comp plan that destroys any other company, literally, we're going to have hundreds of thousands of reps coming our way because they're going to be looking for something. So if you can't, if you don't hear it in my voice, I am 100% sold out to what we're doing here. And my encouragement, imploring to each of you is don't don't allow your past to talk to your future about or talk to your present about your future. Just because your past wasn't you didn't have the kind of success you might have wanted in your past, it doesn't mean that's going to equate to the success you have in your future because we grow along the way. And in that growth, not to mention, you're in a situation where the message we have is fantastic. We are just messengers and we just want to tell the story to people. And I mean, I heard today, Karen, I can't remember. I think you were on that Zoom. Somebody was talking about, what was that? They were naming off all kinds of people that they were coming across that have cancer. Cancer. They're like, I gotta talk to them. I gotta talk to them. I gotta talk to them. Like that was their new names list. Oh, let's get over to MD Anderson down in Houston. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of people down there with cancer. We should talk to them. And I'm just it was kind of funny to me that their list was a bunch of people that they knew had cancer in their family or friends or whatever it was. And so anyway, Karen, I'm going to stop talking for a minute. And if you have any, if you want me to go anywhere else, or if that was sufficient, where do you want to go?
Yep. Now, can you kind of go in and because so many people, you and I were talking earlier, they walk away. It's summer, it's whatever. Or maybe, as you said, it's their comfort zone and they kind of step away from pouring in to the team. The importance of staying connected is what made you what you are here at Marketplace Global. Had you not stayed connected, if I hadn't had you, even though you were a hardhead at the beginning, I still, if I had not had you, I would not be where I am today. Nobody on this Zoom would be where you are today if you did not have someone that you trusted who knew that this was going to change your life. Can you kind of talk a little bit of, I mean, I don't even know how to say it
I
because it's like
I got you.
if people could just see what we really have,
Yeah.
it's bigger than, I mean, I've been in the industry 38 years. I have never been convinced or feel deep in my heart what we are and who we are and what we have more than I have felt in the last 20 months.
Yeah.
There's nothing else like it. And why people walk away from teams and not pour into them is don't just hurt them, but it hurts everybody that they neglect. And it's just, I don't know. It's just I just want people to know the importance of being like a Terry Camp when it wasn't working great, when he was still just putting fix in beer or whatever, you know. My first thing was, hey, I can't do that. My pastor will not listen to me. I can't do that. He don't drink. So, but just kind of help us people to understand the importance of staying connected because it is not just timing, but it is our time that we have to pour in more than we've ever poured in before because this ship is going. We can either stay on it or we can fall off. We can do whatever. But I believe that we were called here for a purpose. And if we're called here for a purpose, our job is to be the servant leaders we were called to be. That's scripture. But he gave us this platform to be all of that. And so I'm going to turn it back to you. I'll start talking forever.
So, to me, that what we're talking about is there's a thing that happens in humans, guys. When when we say we're going to do something and then I'm just going to use the term bail out of that, or the actions we take don't match the words that we have said. Here's what happens, like at a deep level. Our belief that we deserve more success decreases. Like we believe that we should not win at a higher level because we're not acting in accordance with what we've said. Now, we know that. You know that. You've probably had this in your life. You set a goal, and then, day three, you're out because you don't believe you're going to get it, and everybody else sees it too. And so, conversely, though, when we continue to do more and more and more, our belief, what I refer to as our deservability, goes up, that I believe I deserve more success. Why? Because I've taken more action. I've been consistent with my action. And the other thing that happens, again, those of you with teams, if you choose to back away for a while, your team will not trust you because you have made commitments to them and now you're not fulfilling those commitments.
Yeah.
And that the casualty is your trust bank with your people. So this is, and to your point, Karen, you said this, I had never thought about it. When I was first in, I was in, it was not in me. 20 months of that. But we had these dumb conference calls. That was how they chose to do the presentation on a conference call line. Are you kidding me? What decade are we in right now? But that's how they did the presentations. And they would talk on a conference call. And so I was on every conference call, even though I thought they were dorky, didn't understand that, but that's the way the people wanted to roll. So that's how we were rolling. But I was on, even though I never went and told anybody. I was on. I was around the campfire. I was around the campfire when Byron went through a book called Living Fearless, and he was doing a Zoom once a week on that. And just so you guys know, Byron was going through the same things I was. He got really good at sales before Fix rolled out. He sold a truck, he sold a boat, he sold some couches, he sold stuff because he was not making money either. Both of us were in the exact situation, struggling financially. But what was he doing? Still taking people through a book, Living Fearless, to try to build into people. I was on there. I needed to be built into. I knew who I wanted to be, but I wasn't being that person. And I couldn't figure out why. I just knew there was more. And this is why I'm so passionate about this, because I know that everybody on here, I know you want more. Whatever more is, and I'm not talking necessarily more money, although a lot of you might want that, not because of the money, but because of the freedom that it gives you, that if the freedom that allows you in your purpose. Some of you might want more impact. How many people can I impact? How many, the time that you put in with your family, you want more time with grandkids, all the kids, whatever it is, whatever that is, it doesn't matter. More the charity work. Karen, I know you do a lot of stuff. We have a whole we're social entrepreneurs. And if I would imagine that if you got in touch with Sam Castor, Nikki, Missy, you might know this, but if you got in touch with Sam Castor, hey, I'd like to help out with the Mana Relief deal. I mean, I'll bet you he'd take your help. And so whatever you want to do that, whatever that more is, I don't know what it is, but it doesn't matter. It's your more. And for me, it was about impact. And so Karen, the thing that I did do was stayed around the
Yep.
campfire. I did that and I stayed active. Those two things made all the difference when Fix finally came along, because I had stayed around it and I'd grown. Some things had happened. God took care of some things because I was intentional about trying to work through those things. I was intentional about growing my mindset,
Yeah.
my belief in me. That was number one. And so anyway, this is why it's important, gang, to be around it, but not just be around it. Get your team around it. Invest in your team. Make sure you're still doing the thing and inviting people, because there are still people, lots and lots and lots of people out there, lots that are looking for something. And there's going to be a whole lot more over the next 6 to 24 months because of what AI does to the job market. Lots more people looking for something. Guarantee you that. And my opinion only, a great goal would be, or a great mindset would be the first person to talk to somebody about MPG. Be the first person to talk about Vericel. Whatever it is, Fix. Be the first. Doesn't matter what they say. You just be the first one to talk to them. And if you just understand that that's your goal, man, it takes a lot of stress out of the whole deal, because it's not like I got to get them in. No, your job is to share. We just share and we sort. People tell us whether they're in or not. You don't have to carry that weight.
Nope. Nope.
So as we move
So
into summer, it would be really important to stay around the campfire, but more importantly, to be actively engaged in the process so that people, your teams, see you engaged in the process.
That's right. Thank you so much, Terry. It's like as we were talking earlier, and it's like seeing you do all the Zooms. I'm like, you know what? People just have to wrap their head around because I mean, like Amy came on and she went crazy building like quick. And we're attracting that kind of people. So for us to stay connected, if nobody ever reached out to Amy, well, I'll say this, she probably would have done it anyway because she'd been in the industry and she saw the value of what we have here. But guys, just focus on being present because your people need you. Your people want more support. I guess what? I've been in the industry longer than most people, but I still need to know that I have Terry or Jim and Byron, even my downline. We all work together. We help each other. So thank you for coming on, Terry, and I appreciate you. I'm so grateful for all that you do for all of us. None of us would be here where we are today if it wasn't for you. And I just thank you so much. Guys, give him a whole bunch of hearts because he works endlessly and he is the reason. I'll just be honest. So it is what it is. So with that, I am going to go to Robert Arthur. Would you please just kind of pull it all together and close us out tonight?
Thanks so much,
I
Karen.
would
Love
love
you.
to, and if I may, Karen, there's a it's a short little poem I'd like to read, and
Absolutely.
it's a beautiful tie-in to what Terry was sharing, and for all of us, I view it all the time and I revisit it all the time. So, um, and it's called the Our True Inheritance, the gift from a father to his son. I made you different from all the others. On the planet Earth, there has never been one like you, and there never, ever will be again. Your spirit, your thoughts, your feelings, your ability to reason all exist in no one else. The blood that flows through our veins, flows through the heart of one whom I have chosen. The rarities that make you one of a kind, my child, are no mere accident or quirk of fate. I made you different in order that you might make a difference. You have been created with the ability to change the world. Every single choice you make, every single action you take matters. But remember, the converse is also true. Every choice we do not make, every action we do not take matters just as much. Our actions cannot be hoarded. They can't be saved for later or used selectively. By your hand, millions of lives will be altered, caught up in the chain of events that begins today. But the opposite is true. Millions of lives are also altered, caught up in an entirely different chain of events if you choose to wait. You possess the power of choice, free will. You have
Yeah,
been given
and you're just at Movetta's and things are
you,
good.
you have been given everything you need to act, but the choice is yours alone. And beginning this very moment, you will choose wisely. Now we're going to wind it up here. Now go. Never feel inadequate again. Do not dwell in thoughts of insignificance or wander around aimlessly, lost like a sheep. You are powerful, you matter, and you have been found. You are my choice. Signed, your father.
Amen.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Guys, we're blessed.
Amen.
And yes, it is your time to step into what God called you to do. A lot of you are already winning big, but I believe 1,000% where we are as a company is something that is getting ready to change everybody's lives who are willing to show up and do the things. So with that, guys, thank you for being on. Robert, thank you for closing us out. Terry, love you to pieces, always. Everybody does. And we're just so grateful for the team. We're grateful for God has led us, and we will continue to grow and change people's lives every single day. So, guys, in 15 minutes, there is another Zoom. Kylie has her catchthewavezoom.com. So if you want to get your heart filled some more, go over there in 15 minutes. And at 9 o'clock Eastern time, Kylie will start the next Zoom. So with that, Candace, Kendall, thank y'all for doing all the work behind the scenes. We're so grateful for you. And good night, everyone.
All y'all are champions. Let's go.
Hey, thank you.
Thank
Thank
y'all
you,
for showing up.
guys.
Hey, Michael.